kayaks.
What is this though?
Oh, document
What are you documenting?
the conversation we got to have.
Okay. Take your ID.
Where's the sheriff at?
It's just us. We don't have a sheriff.
I don't want to need the sheriff to come.
The sheriff?
Well, obviously not him, but a deputy.
Okay. What for? If you don't
Because
mind.
we have a conversation about human trafficking.
Okay. In town or?
Him,
Okay.
he's a trafficked child.
From where?
From Colorado. Yeah, strangers stole my child, and I get to have him every other weekend. So I got 3 felony cases right here, laid out, and that's why I needed the sheriff here. So I can say he's a trafficked child, he has 3 felonies that can't be prosecuted, he's not going back. He's going to stay here now.
Are you his dad?
Yes.
Okay. Who took him?
His mom came here when she was pregnant and sold him to a distant cousin.
Sold him?
Mm-hmm. Now, I've come to your office multiple times, and y'all have refused.
The Christiansburg police?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You sit down, Eddie. It's cool. And you going around without long sleeves on?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'll put that jacket on when I need it. That way I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not bad if I'm not outside too much.
You mind if I get that phone number for you?
540 553 4434.
All right. I am all ears. I'm going to look at this paperwork while you're telling me.
All right. So, yeah, so we come here from, she came out here when she was pregnant from Colorado,
Okay.
and she had a deal with some distant cousin. Now, the deal was,
Does she live in Colorado now?
I don't know, you know where she is? I don't know where she is.
Virginia.
She's in Virginia again?
But
Okay, I guess
now, who has him every other weekend when you don't?
no one, I guess. This is custodians?
Yeah.
Good. Your custodians? Now, who are your custodians?
The cousins.
Okay.
He's never lived with me. So, here's where we's at. We got, I don't even remember which order I said. Okay, let me see the front. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, yeah, that's going to be Court Hall's perjury, where they're going at Lytton Court Hall, and Anthony Needham, now they share an office. At that time they didn't. But yeah, they went ahead and lied about me and said I was threatening them. But after the Montgomery County Sheriff said I didn't threaten them, that police report's in there. I got all the motions and all that, and so yeah, that's one of the felonies. And so they came, she had them, gave them to them, right? In the court hearing, they said it was to be short-term temporary custody. Right? At the same time, I've got doctor's reports from right before and after that hearing where they're talking about how he's to be long-term, or like he's going to be adopted by him, which never happened.
Okay.
But like they addressed the issue of his last name, that he has their last name.
David?
That's
Yeah.
his first name.
Okay.
His last name's
All
Lucas.
right. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, that's no problem. Names get confusing, trust me, I know. And so they lied in court to get custody of them. I can prove they lied. Then this little stunt with Needham and Hall, where they lied about me under oath. And you know, I lost visitation. I lost everything with them for like 6 months. And so the third case is going to be the Lucases decided they didn't want me to have visitation. So after me and my dad had physical custody of them during the visitation, they called the Bradford Police Department to go get them and make us give them back to us. So the Bradford Police Department threatened to arrest us, took them, and gave them back to them.
Right.
Now since then, they have lied multiple times on complaints about this incident ever happening.
What have they lied about?
That it didn't happen. They said the cops never showed up.
Okay.
It's crazy because I got a police report saying they do, but whatever. So 3 felonies. No one can prosecute anything, ever. I've been trying for years to get this stuff prosecuted. I'm not even going to court no more because they're allowed to break the law against me.
What specific 3 felonies are you talking about?
This perjury, the perjury to get custody of them, and the abduction.
So are you,
The abduction by his custodians?
Yes, and the police.
Okay, well, unfortunately, and I don't know all the circumstances, but it would be, if they're his custodians, I don't know that it would be abduction. It would be more of a breach of a court order.
See, and that's the thing, I'm not playing that shit. Because literally anyone in the world could have taken him. But the people I'm actually fighting, they get the free pass to do it whenever they want, because it happened repeatedly. That's the good case that I have.
Right.
These are like the specific cases that are very easy for me to prove.
Right, and all I'm saying, and I'm not arguing with you, all I'm saying is that anybody could have taken him, but not anyone did. But there is custodians, so it's more of an issue of the custody agreement. But I understand why you're upset.
No, this is what I'm saying now. I got these 3 cases. I've got what the perjury he's holding. Giles County referred that for prosecution. Their prosecutor says lawyers are allowed to lie, basically. I've got that from the Bar Association too. Alright? So why even bother going to court anymore? If people can just lie about me continually and just get away with it. Right? So we're just going to have to figure out how y'all are going to say he's an abducted child and he ain't going back.
so help me understand though, they are the legal custodian of
Yep.
Aiden?
Yep.
And how long did they have you, and where did they have you, and when did it occur, and from where did they take you?
From the day he was born, they've had custody of him.
Okay.
And it's just been,
Are they the adoptive parents?
no, they're not adopted. They never adopted him. I wouldn't be as mad if they adopted him. I moved here because they told me to move here and I could get custody of him. And I've pretty much been their punching bag ever since.
And is this, hold on, Walter and Jennifer
Yep.
Lucas?
Jennifer.
Oh, Jennifer, I see that.
It's kind of,
So, how did they come into the picture? Like, what happened that Aiden wound up with?
the mom had an agreement worked out with them. She was staying at our house in Colorado. She said, I'm going to go to Denver, see my granny for a couple of days, and then she calls me from Virginia.
And this paperwork's from 2008.
Mm-hmm.
And it says Aiden is in with his guardians Walter and Jennifer Lucas for a planned 17-month developmental visit. He had a 15-month evaluation by Dr. Lambert recently, which updated immunizations and found him, as I do, to be very healthy, completely normal child at this point. So what was the deal with all of this?
Alright, let me just flip through and show you real quick. This is just where they're saying that, like they're planning on keeping him. All these doctor's reports, someone's going to say that that they're going to adopt them, that my rights are going to be terminated.
And you're the biological?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, somewhere in here is going to be, I don't remember which order it's in. There's the court transcripts where they say that it's to be temporary and everything else. Yeah, I might have a chronological order, but they said this first.
So, this was from 2008, correct?
Yes.
And so from 2008 until 2021, where we are now, what happened? Where was Aiden?
He's been with them the whole time. They have fought me seeing him any chance they get.
Okay, how did he wind up back here today? Like what?
But it's my fucking weekend dad.
Okay.
That's all I get to be.
So it's your weekend to have him. I see. Okay. I'm just trying to get a better understanding.
I understand. This is a twisted Don't be scared to ask a question, buddy. I'd rather you ask a question and understand it than leave it open. Now, of course, throughout all this, and here's my beef with Christiansburg, she's never had to have a lawyer. She's never had to go to court. Not one. I spent over $20,000 in court fees. They make up these lies about me, drag me through court. I don't do nothing wrong, but yet I'm the one paying all the money for the lawyers.
Right.
So I'm out all this money, and the law says goods and services, no exchange of goods and services for a child. Well, if the goods and services is I have to spend a shit ton of money that she don't have, I don't like to badmouth people, and he can tell you herself, she ain't quite the best person.
Jennifer?
No, his mom, Brandy.
Okay.
We all have all sets of issues, just sometimes.
Is she local or?
Nah, she's from Colorado.
Colorado, where you all are originally from?
That's where we met.
Okay. How did Jennifer bring you here to Christiansburg?
Brandy came here when she was pregnant, and he was born here.
Oh.
And then she gave him to Jennifer and her husband.
What was the deal with that?
Well, that's what I'm talking about with the goods and services. They worked out a deal. She never had to go to court. She got a better visitation schedule than I do now.
But how did Aiden wind up with Jennifer and?
Granny gave it to him. That was the deal. They brought her out here so she'd get like a fresh start.
Like legally, or you can't just give a child.
Yeah, he was handed to them, not her.
All right. Do you have any like documentation from her that outlined how and when that was going to like happen?
No.
Do you know if she does?
No, I mean, the first thing we got was just when Jennifer and Harvey filed for custody.
When was that?
Like, right after he was born.
Oh, okay. Did they receive custody?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me do some more stuff.
So I see your issue. I understand.
And you're wanting charges for perjury, and what else was it?
2 perjuries and an abduction.
Okay, an abduction against Jennifer and Walter, is that?
Well, they ordered the police to do it. The police wouldn't have just showed up on their own and done it.
So, but are you wanting them charged with that? Who are you wanting charged?
Well, I mean, ideally all parties involved.
With
But
abduction?
honestly, I don't really care if anyone gets charged. We just don't call them an abducted child.
Here's the issue. I understand your point. I understand why you're upset. If they're his legal guardians, it can't be an abduction legally.
Okay, here's my issue. They committed a felony to become his legal guardians. So because they committed one felony, now they're allowed to keep committing crimes against me. That's my issue.
But how did he come about to be under guardianship of Walter and Jennifer? How was there like a legal process outlined? Because you can give up your rights to your child.
No, they could have done this legitimately,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't be near as pissed about it.
We're trying to figure out how rights were apparently signed over for him without your consent. That's what we're trying to figure
Well,
out.
see, that's what, because they just filed for custody in Jandy Court. Anyone can file for custody of anyone.
Yeah.
But-
And possession's 9/10 of the law.
But the parents need to be notified, and the parents have the most.
Yeah, and then I got a notice in the mail saying in 3 months you're going to have a custody hearing.
Were you with? I'm sorry. What's your mom's name? Biological.
Brandy,
Were you with Brandy at that point, or were you back in Colorado and she was back here?
No, I was there when this was all happening. I didn't even move here until like a couple years after.
Okay, so had you all split up at that point, or were you?
Yeah, that's pretty much, we split up when she went to a different state.
Okay.
That kind of ruined the relationship.
Yeah. All right. Because that may be the issue then.
The issue is, he ain't never lived with his biological parent, and the people that got custody of him have been given carte blanche to keep committing crime.
Code for next check.
Carte blanche to keep committing crimes against me.
But if they have rights to have him,
Yeah, and they committed a felony to get those rights.
and that's what we can't prove right now.
Literally holding it, I
Like,
think.
I don't, what I was asking earlier is if you have the paperwork from when he was born, there would be social services involved and there would be.
Nope, none of that was involved. None of that. They done, like I said, there's right ways of doing stuff, and they went completely the opposite way. They could have said, we don't know who the dad is, and she don't know who the dad is, and we want to adopt them, and I would never even been involved. That would have been the right way of doing this. Instead, they dragged me out here like 10 times before I decided to move here. With all that, they have us come out here and then cancel court, and like we go back with nothing. Wouldn't let us see them.
And this paperwork is from 2009?
That's the court order for the visitation that we was picking them up for that day.
Okay. Two counts of perjury and 1 count of abduction against all parties involved.
And I guess some corruption on the police department because they continued to lie about it.
Which one?
Radford.
Bradford.
And as far as that, I would contact the state police about that.
I did it. I've done it twice.
Okay.
I got on video twice.
So here's what I can do and what I can't do. I myself can't charge another police agency.
No, I'm not asking you. Trust me.
Just saying.
I completely understand how the law works and jurisdiction and everything
Yeah.
else.
But even then, like, that's an extreme overreach of what I can do. Even the perjury against those people.
I completely understand. I'm not
Yeah.
asking y'all to do none of that.
Yeah, we
I
can't
am only presenting these 3 felonies as proof that he is an abducted child.
What did the Bar Association say when you contacted them?
Oh, the lawyers are allowed to lie.
Do you have any emails?
Yep, sure do. Let me get my phone real quick.
Did you file a formal complaint with the Bar Association?
Yes.
Okay.
When did that happen? Because this paperwork, okay, so there's 2019 paperwork, okay, I was saying, some of it is like really dated paperwork.
Well, we ain't been in court since they did their last perjury against me. I'm scared.
I understand.
And if it's okay with you, I'm recording just the same as you're recording. Can I step into the other room and speak with Aiden? Is that all right?
Sure.
All right. You feel all right with that?
Yeah, of course. I'll take a look at this email.
All right. You said this paperwork.
Oh, excuse me, bud.
All right, sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm the one in your way.
I put my login.
No, you're fine. I got all night. I'm not in a hurry.
I don't mind you holding you up from everyone
Nah.
sliding into ditches.
Nah, roads aren't bad at all yet.
No, I know it was like 36 degrees.
I would recontact the Bar Association.
I'm about getting done with all that shit. It's a complete scam. Complete scam. No, I'm doing this so I can start proving to people how messed up this is. No, and like for real, y'all have like a parade tomorrow or something? Y'all got law enforcement honor day or?
I have no idea.
I see you seen it on the. Let's see.
Only thing I've got tomorrow is to go to bed when I get home and come back to work.
That's the best story, ain't it? There we go. There you go. I'm sorry, I had 2 different complaints filed, so
You're fine.
I pulled up the other one.
Now, how old is your son?
13.
Okay, now he is old enough now, if you go back to court, if he wants to live with you, the big part of the decision as to where he lives.
No, it's too late for that. That's his family. The brainwashing's already done.
I'm just saying it's up to, I mean, if he wants to live here, he can make that decision. And if he wants to spend more time with you, he can make that decision. All he has to do is tell a judge.
Yeah, and the judges don't listen. They don't.
No, they do when kids say.
They let strangers steal my kid. The new police came and took my child, didn't do nothing. The worst thing that's happened to these people, they got a suspended sentence.
Are you checking emails out?
And here you go, just for fun, since mental health is the one that called you. Here's the mental health report where they said I made all this shit up and I was delusional and couldn't take care of myself.
From 2015?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can sit back down if you want.
Okay.
Sorry.
Standard words or. So it was 2017, right?
Yep.
Any word from them since, or?
I mean, it's the end of the matter, I guess. And that's the problem. Lawyers can't do nothing wrong. Cops can't do nothing wrong. No one can do
Well,
anything wrong but me.
We can do a lot of wrong.
No, not when you're Radford. Yeah, you can have, like, every agency I've showed that to, besides Radford, has been like, hey, wait, they can't do that. Oh, wait, they can't do that. But Radford, oh, no, they're the only ones who don't see it. You know?
Yeah, so circling back to what I was talking about, I see everything you're talking about. I'm reading what I can to understand what I can. And I'm telling you this because I want you to kind of also understand where we're coming from as best as we can. If you want to move, like, are you wanting Aiden entered as abducted?
Yep.
Like, although he's with, like,
With his abductors. Like, let me put you like this, right? If someone took a child off a playground,
Yeah.
or whatever situation you want, right? And then 10 years later, they get found somewhere. No one says, oh, well, that's who the kid's been with. It's best to live with him.
Yeah.
He needs to stay there.
But our point is, legally, they are his guardians.
yeah, and we can't change that right now.
Right.
We don't have the power to do that. As I was circling back to, like, the perjury and the abduction, that is stuff that is so far above what I'm able to do as just an officer, especially involving, like, the Commonwealth Attorney's Office, another police department. Like, that's so far above me, I can't even touch that. Like he said,
Well, you know, let me just respond to you. Okay, go ahead.
state police, the Attorney General's Office of Virginia, like, that's really who needs, like, to take that, because we can't touch that.
I'll tell you, I've tried. I've tried.
Because we don't have any legal authority over the people above us.
I understand. I understand. I can't tell my boss what to do. I mean, I do, but...
So what I'm gonna do for you, okay, I don't know if anyone's, you know, like, explained what they can and can't do, or if they just brushed you off. I can talk with my supervisor, who can talk with his supervisors, and we can see what, if anything, we are
Now,
able
with
to do.
Christiansburg, y'all never heard me on the Christiansburg one. She never had to go to court. They had a whole deal worked out
Yeah.
where she never had to go to court. And I've had, I don't know, 3, 4 different DSS reports.
Jennifer, or,
They put them on me.
but who didn't have to go to court?
The mom, Brianna,
Okay.
right?
She would have had to have at some point.
At least.
Not for visitation, none of that, because they could just let her see her whenever they want.
Okay, because she gave up rights, though.
She never gave rights. Technically, she got the same rights as me.
Well, what I'm saying is, when she allowed Aiden to be, I guess, when Aiden was allowed to be under the custodianship of another family, she gave up her rights to Aiden
As primary
as
custodian.
a primary custodian of Aiden. But she's also allowed in that situation to kind of make her own rules for visitation and stuff like
And
that.
my thing is, they can't go on a blood feud against me and treat her like a princess.
Well, and it's my understanding from what you told me that you all were not together at that point. And although Aiden is biologically your son and you do have rights, I don't know if rights were given up if you said, nah, I'm done with the situation since you moved away. I don't know what happened, and that's been 2008, 2007. I don't know what happened back then. I don't know what court it was, if it was in Pulaski County court system, if it was ours, or if it was in Colorado. I don't know. And so that's why, like, my scope of what I can do for you is the town of Christiansburg.
And that's why, because they lived in Christian.
Everything has happened in either Pulaski County or originated in Colorado and then came to Pulaski, or I guess the city of Radford in their court system.
Well, y'all never let me file a police report in Christiansburg. I've begged you guys.
But it didn't happen in Christiansburg.
They made the deal in Christiansburg.
In our court system? Because it says
They lived in Christiansburg when they came up with the arrangement that she would give them custody and she'd never have to go to court.
But it went through the courts in Radford City.
They lived in Christiansburg first. Well,
But
his first home was in Christiansburg.
the legal action, like all our legal paperwork that we have, is
Radford City.
Radford City. I saw something here.
Well, they moved to Radford not long after. But when he was born, they lived in Christiansburg.
Yeah.
But what we're saying is, the deal was made in Christiansburg.
We can't,
in Radford.
we can't touch that. Like legal, that's what I'm saying, either state police or someone else. I understand this is a super sucky situation for you. I couldn't imagine what it's like to have my birth child.
Now, how would I lose my whole family, move to a place that people treat me like trash, and then on top of this?
I can't imagine.
And then I have to be someone's punching bag. No one fucking ever presses charges for filing false DSS reports or for lying in court.
But what we're saying is, and we'll listen, and we're very sympathetic to your situation. But what he's saying is, you're talking to two people that can't do anything about any of this because you need to deal with Radford, and you need to deal with...
I have. Radford, they're blatantly corrupt. what am I supposed to do?
That's why I said, like, the attorney...
am I supposed to put, like, cops under citizen's arrest or something? I can prove cases on people. Can I put them under citizen's arrest?
No, like, it...
Well, why not? The law says I can.
Well, you can
It
try
says knowledge
that.
of a criminal act.
You can try that, and it frankly probably wouldn't end very well for you.
I know, and then they'd have to explain all that to a jury.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, lawfully, man to man, human to human, I hear you, and the situation sucks. And like I said, I can't imagine what it's like to deal with it, to have to put up with this for so many years. Legally, lawfully, there's avenues to pursue this, but unfortunately, for myself and my police department, we can't initiate that investigation because we have no right to it.
Okay, I understand that. And I'm saying, since we're here in Christiansburg, you have the evidence, you're acknowledging it's a sucky situation.
Right.
Right? And you gotta go back.
What do you mean?
You don't have to go back.
We can't do that because there's a court order
There's a
saying
court
he
order.
does.
We would be in violation of a court order.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's called just stopping a coward. Just stand up. We're all across the country right now,
Yeah.
for the past year or so, or however long now, they've been having riots and all kinds of shit because everyone's pissed off at the system. Don't matter which side you're even
Yeah,
on.
but
okay?
unfortunately-
This is why we're pissed. Because we have these cases, and when we come and beg for help, all we do is get passed to the next buck until we hit the crop one. Or, we don't care.
But
I'm not passing you off.
I understand that, but
we're telling you, you're talking to two people that are sympathetic to your situation, but we're two people that...
well, that's why I told the sheriff to come, so I could have, so we get coverage for the whole county.
But
It's not in our county.
it's
though.
not even in the county.
Yeah,
It's
Montgomery
in the-
County, yeah, you say we're not going to enforce this in Montgomery County.
It's in the city of Radford,
Yes.
which isn't a part of Montgomery County.
It's their court system.
It's a separate city.
You have to fight that court system.
Okay, well, Giles County sheriffs weren't going to come to Montgomery County to enforce their order.
Exactly.
That's right. So
Well,
you say,
wait,
we're not
hold on.
doing it.
What order are you talking about?
They're not supposed to bring it back, or like the
Oh,
custody.
no, now that's a court order. That's statewide. Because the courts are all, like, what I'm trying to say...
And what I'm trying to say, Giles ain't going to come and do it. So Montgomery County needs to man up and say, we're not going to play this. We're not going to help human traffickers.
Well, I don't think it's human
It's
trafficking.
not human trafficking.
At all.
Human trafficking is...
They move someone across state lines with the intent of committing a felony.
Lawfully. They had every right to Aiden. They were signed over those rights. It sucks to hear that, but that was the case. Whether you agreed with it or
On
not.
paper, they legally have the right to have him.
Because he was signed over by the mother. Presumably not you, but again, I don't understand that situation. I don't know, I wasn't there for that. What we're trying to tell you is, and I understand you've been given the runaround. And this is the first time we are talking with you ever, and Aiden ever. This is the
I
first
understand.
knowledge I ever have of this situation. And what I'm trying to explain to you is, I mean, again, this is so far above us. Like, if you're wanting to move forward with this, I can't go into Radford City's court system and say, hey, you guys got to iron this out. You got to make it right. I cannot do that. I can't buck the system. Like, that's not.
We have no authority there.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do that.
We have no jurisdiction, we have no authority, we have no right to.
But lawfully, what happened with Aiden when his mother moved here from Colorado is totally legal. Now, if she contacted someone and said, hey, I'm going to sell Aiden for this price, and I'm not going to tell anybody anything, yes, we have a case. But where there were courts involved, where there's court orders laying out who's allowed.
So we need to start arresting judges. Is that what I'm hearing? Because that's kind of what I got from the end of the day is, well, that's okay because the judge heard it, or that's okay because it went from a judge. So really, it's the judges who are protecting these people.
It went before multiple people.
Yeah.
The judge has made the ultimate. Yes, I agree with this, or no, I do not agree with this. This is what the courts have
Yeah,
decided.
like the judge should have looked at this perjury and thought like to do someone in handcuffs, but. Since they have special privileges and I don't, they're allowed to commit crimes against me.
People lie about us all the time.
I understand that.
And it's allowed. That's just, I mean, that's the name of the game. As the Bar Association said to you in their email, unfortunately, you are the opposite side of their side, or of Jennifer's side, the court side, and those two opposing parties have two opposing views, and they're allowed to have those views.
Yeah, but you can't just make up stuff.
Well, unfortunately, it happens, and again, what I'm trying to tell you is if you want to move forward with perjury, I am not your guy because I cannot bring those charges. I can't even, like, I can give you who you need to speak to, but once I give you that, like, I can't do that for you lawfully.
What he's saying is there is not a single situation where any police officer can ever charge someone with perjury. We can't. We physically cannot do it because it's not. That's something that is basically a judge decides perjury.
The sheriff is one of the higher law enforcement officials in the area, including the Commonwealth's attorney, not just an assistant Commonwealth's attorney, and then you have an attorney general over all of Virginia. Just being honest with you, those are the people you need to start with. But again, hear me out. This did not originate in Montgomery County. Everything transpired in the city of Radford in their court system, and if you want to make any leeway, you need to start with that court system, because we just can't. I mean, I don't know.
No, I was there videotaping today.
Do what?
I was there videotaping today. I've been in there so many times begging these people.
Yeah, and if it's something where you just need to keep climbing rungs, you need to do that. I would start.
I've been climbing rungs until he's 13. I've been climbing rungs this whole time.
And again, I mean, that's a sucky situation. Honestly, like I said, man to man, I feel for you. I can't imagine what it's like. But
I wish we could do something for you.
I'm trying to shoot you straight and be honest with you, because I don't know if anyone has been honest with you in the past.
Oh no, Chuck, I've heard it all. The only reason I even called y'all because y'all was looking for me.
Oh, were we?
Yeah, guy called Access to find out why they don't know the state policy. Says everything is apparently legal. What they did to me, that they said I was delusional. So I was going to videotape them too. That's what I said. That's what I had this for.
We don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I understand. Well, they
No
was
idea.
called me. The Christiansburg PDA called me and was looking for me earlier.
Yeah, we got here at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I know.
That's all we.
I don't walk.
Well, are you able to take care of yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to take care of others?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you homicidal or suicidal?
Mm-hmm.
Then, I mean, you've got nothing to worry about on that part, right? Does that make sense?
No, why not? They lie about me.
Well, unfortunately,
And then just me calling them today to try to figure out how I could talk to them. And I said, look, I'm sure talking to you guys because every time I talk to you, you try to lock me up. I filed a complaint about them doing this to me, saying that I was delusional when I've got the paperwork. Right? They try to lock me up again for that.
is this access?
Access.
Okay, when did this happen?
Right after this.
Was it 2015? Or?
Yeah. Yeah. I said, it's funny, I said I always go in a cycle right at the beginning of the year. I always go off the deep end. This is January 9th and it's January 8th now.
Yeah. I think you've got a lot on your plate. And I think...
I want someone to help me. Anyone to help me at all. But everyone just has excuses. Oh, it's not my job. I can't do that. I can't do that. Go talk to this person. Go talk to that person.
But you do understand our hands are tied. I mean, they legitimately are tied.
I can't change the court's decision. I can't say, Jennifer, you got to give him up. Like, I can't. I'm not the person to talk to about it. Again, I don't know who best would serve you in this situation. An attorney is where I would start.
That's the first thing I personally would do, is I would get...
I'm dumping money down that hole. They just my attorney let these motherfuckers lie about me, told me there was nothing. Just straight down, oh, they lie about you, there's nothing you can do.
Who's your attorney?
Shy. Now he's like a good lawyer from Giles.
I don't know.
He's,
Try a different one.
Try somebody else.
Dude, I'm just tired of being victimized.
I understand.
All the time.
I understand.
I get it. I do.
I completely understand.
And we're trying to give you...
Now, these rules, this best interest of the kid, they can break the law and take my kid. That needs to start being applied to everyone else too. So DSS, they need to start applying this to people. If it's in his best interest and he can never leave the home he was born into, that needs to start applying to other children. The rules that have been applied to me need to start applying to other people. And like DSS, that's one of my places I'm going tomorrow with the video camera. Because I'm so done with this.
I don't understand what you're talking about, though.
They need to stop taking people's kids, or they need to stop letting kids out of foster care. One of the two. If I can't have my child, listen, I never failed a drug test. I'm not a sex offender. I have no violent crimes. I've never abused him, right? But I can't have my child. Meanwhile, DSS, you can catch me smoking crack or some shit, right? They'll take him, and then they'll give me chances to get him back. That needs to stop.
Oh, that is a broken system. I understand what you're saying.
But you have Aiden on the weekends. Is what I'm saying, though. Like, they haven't taken him solely from you.
Yeah, and what do I get for that? I've lost my family. I'm in a strange place. I have no friends.
Dude, like I said,
you know, all I do is make a cry for help. All I do is beg people to help me.
Yeah.
But apparently the only real cry for help is if you harm yourself. Then it's a cry for help. Then you get everything right to the point that no one will help you.
Right.
You know, I got a magistrate down there at the mental health place on this thing, where he acknowledges my child's been stolen from me.
Right. And
Like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this corruption.
I'm trying to shoot you straight as I can. I mean, like I've told you before, there is only so much lawfully I'm allowed to do. And I just as Alton Newhouse here agrees, the system's flawed and it's broken, and it's been broken for decades before us, and it'll be broken decades after us. We do the best we think we can, and that's what, unfortunately...
It's all fine to say when it's not you.
Well,
but when it's you, it's different.
Basically, if there was something he or I could do for you right now,
it would be done.
No, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. You know,
But we can't do anything, but all we can do is point you in the right direction, and that's what we're trying to do.
no, you can make changes in your department.
But we're not involved with this.
This has nothing to do with our department.
That's
I understand.
the unfortunate part. Like, hear me out. Christiansburg, we do a great job of following up with everything when lawfully we can. But in your very unique situation, it is not Christiansburg Police Department.
Oh, Christiansburg Police Department has arrested me for being mad about this before. Y'all arrested me for disorderly conduct for yelling about this.
Well, I have.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So we're trying to give you the best options that we know to give you in this situation. But I don't think you can only buck the system so much, right?
Before you start hurting yourself.
I'd rather be in jail. Y'all fucking arrested me, well, not you guys, but Christiansburg arrested me. They kept me in county for 5 days. Best time I had in like years.
Yeah.
Because I could just switch my mind off.
Well, I don't plan on arresting you tonight. Like, that's...
Well, I wasn't really planning on doing nothing to get arrested for.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that, I mean, I know you had a good time, but we don't...
Wouldn't invite y'all to the house if I was trying to get arrested. It's just poor planning on my part.
Right. But do you understand, like, do you kind of get where we're coming from? Like, do you understand what we're telling you and kind of the avenues to pursue? And if I can just shoot you straight again, you're gassed up. You're angry, and I get it. But going to these people angry is only going to make them more apt to turn you away and say, hey, you have to be diplomatic.
I've been incredibly diplomatic.
I understand, but
We're not saying you have.
you're gassed up, man, and I get it. But
See, that's the problem. I'm not even allowed to be upset about this.
No, you are. But what he's saying is, if you go in there and they see you upset, raising your voice.
In court, I don't say nothing.
I know, I'm just saying, if you go in, let's say hypothetically, you go into social services, mad, getting upset, conversation's over. They're not hearing a thing
I've
you're
already gone in
saying.
there sweet. That's the point I'm at. I think everyone took my kindness for weakness at this point. Because I've gone in there super sweet and polite as possible to everyone.
Yeah.
Everything I've done.
It's just other people talking.
Okay, well, I mean, if y'all have something going
No,
on,
it's
I'm
not.
not trying to talk over y'all.
Well,
I appreciate that.
But, I mean, just, the best thing you can do, like he said,
And like Court Hall, where's Court Hall? He was in fucking Christiansburg, Montgomery County, right?
Cold Hollow?
Court Hall, the lawyer.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like I want to, let's go citizen arrest that guy. I got a case on him.
that's something you would need to talk to the Attorney General's office about, or the Bar Association,
Yeah.
or, yeah. That, you've got other routes you need to take.
It's Needham's Giles County, right?
Yeah, he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not?
Nope.
Or Pulaski or something, I'm
Pulaski.
not sure. Yeah. We're trying to help you by giving you, what options we know to give you.
Yeah, I know. It's the same options I've been using.
Yeah.
And we called y'all so y'all didn't keep coming to Christiansburg, so y'all didn't keep coming and bang on my door like
Hey,
midnight, and I'm like, what the hell
You
is this?
won't, you won't see us again tonight unless you need something.
And so.
Well, just because they called, left a message saying they was looking for me.
Yeah. I think the concern was whoever called, they were concerned about you. And like I asked you, as long as you're able to take care of yourself and Aiden, you're able to take care of the situation you're in, and you're not feeling suicidal or homicidal, we have no issues with what was happening previously when we were looking for you. You know what I'm saying? Is that like that's
But I
what?
still need to find out who that was. I've been pretty insistent about that, because if it was Access that called,
Yeah, we have no idea.
when I was trying to just find out,
Yeah.
like really I was just trying to find out a good time to speak to someone about why they had done what they done.
Yeah.
And then they turn around and do this.
Yeah. See,
Like, so can I get a restraining order against them?
against a company,
No, it's a state agency.
I don't think you can.
You can only get a protective order against an individual.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it sucks to hear it. I would start with another attorney. I would shop around until you can find someone that is, in your opinion, appropriate for the case, and I would move forward with that. Start with the juvenile and domestic relations court, because that's where everything transpired in Radford City. That's how you're gonna make headway with your situation with Aiden. Okay? But, I mean, it's,
No, I talked to the Commonwealth attorney today. He ain't giving a shit now like he didn't think of a shit then.
is this here or
Radford.
Radford? In the city?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then, like I said, talk with another attorney, because they get you in the court system before a judge. Because I think you're.
No, I know JD, because he's go criminal. But
Well-
all right, I got you. We're done, and there's nothing y'all can do. I've definitely heard your options, and
Yeah.
I understand what y'all saying.
Sorry we couldn't do anything. We really are.
Like you said, if you.
It's okay. Just don't come arrest me when I don't give them back. It's okay. Hey, look, all I'm saying is if my boss told me to do something I knew was wrong, I wouldn't do it. But that's up to other people.
Yeah, well, lawfully, he's supposed to be
But
within.
lawfully, it's not wrong. According to the court order, it's not wrong. That's what you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they can get to break the law to get there.
I mean, you've had to do.
I mean, if I could steal something and then you catch me with it, I don't get to say, well, I have it now, it's mine. No, I still get in trouble.
But here, listen to this. If I accuse you of stealing something and you show me a receipt, that's kind of what we're talking about. They have the legal documentation. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying what they have.
And I'm saying you might have the receipt and you might have the Snickers bar, but there's another one in your pocket.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you to do that, because it's obviously not gonna.
Well, I didn't expect the police to tell me to
Well, what I'm
fuck the
saying.
system in that manner.
Well, what I'm saying is that's not even really bucking the system. That's putting yourself further in the hole.
It's hurting. It's hurting.
It's
I
hurting
understand what you want. I understand what you're trying to get. But if it comes time to return him and you don't, all you're doing is hurting yourself, hurting him, and jeopardizing what future time you do have. You're making it worse for yourself. And I
So
understand.
I can leave and I can go home and this fucking nightmare will be over.
But then you wouldn't see Aiden.
Don't give a shit. What'd you say? You were sad you had to come here today?
Well, I meant like I said that you forgot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mean what you're saying. You want to see him, or he wouldn't be here right now.
We wouldn't be having this discussion, and you wouldn't have spent the past however many years doing this if you felt that way. And you're angry and you're upset, and I get it, because when people get angry and upset, it comes out. You don't mean that. That's your son. You wouldn't be trying so hard if you didn't want him. You know that. It's okay to be upset.
It's not, you just, you're throwing in the funny farm.
Well,
Listen, it's happened in my family. You know, it happens to a lot of people. Doesn't make anyone a bad person. It's just something we have to deal with. I'm sympathetic to that because I mean, it's happened to my sister, right? Like it's a thing. But saying what you're saying, you don't mean that what you're saying to Aiden. You do want to see him. You appreciate your time together, or he wouldn't be here right now. And for you to get that upset towards him and the system is not going to help that out. Help us help you as best we can and as best you can, and appreciate what time you do have, and sleep on it for a while, and once calmer minds prevail, move forward with a different attorney.
don't waste the time you have with him right now thinking about this. Spend time together. Enjoy your time. Then, once he goes back, move forward.
I mean, the state's made, this is maybe mentally ill. That's not enjoying shit.
I understand that, but do you want to waste the time that you do have with him being upset about it and doing this? I mean, you both deserve better than that, right? You both deserve to have a good time. This is, you know what, you don't get to see your son a lot. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't get to see their kids as much as they want to. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate for the person, it's unfortunate for the children. And don't you think it would be much better for you and him if you guys were, instead of dealing with this right now, have a good time, go watch a movie, hang out, talk to each other, you know? And then when he has to go back, then you deal with this. But the time you have him, spend that time with him.
Keep him out of this nonsense mostly. Like I said, the only reason I called y'all tonight because y'all was looking for me before I left, and
We called you first, I get it.
yep.
I get it.
So I'm gonna make
Just
sure he's,
returning the phone call.
But you know what, we're gonna get out of here. You guys have a good rest of your night. Spend some time with your boy,
Okay.
all right? If you need anything, call us, okay? We'll be here all night.
Okay.
We'll be here all weekend too, okay?
Y'all have a good night. Be safe,
Okay.
y'all.
Good luck.
thank you guys.
If we think of anything at all, we'll let you know, okay?
All right.
But really, we're gonna talk to our supervisors. If we think of anything at all we can do to help you in this situation, we'll get in touch with you, okay?
Hey, since it's just coming from Colorado, can I give y'all a little snow tip?
Yeah.
Driving in the snow,
Yeah.
you ain't gotta worry about it if it's not below 32.
Yeah, right? Tell the other people that.
Yes.
Golly. All right, man.
You guys have a good
Y'all
night.
have a good night.
Goodbye, thank you, officers.
It's good to meet you, bud.
Good to meet you.